Hey guys, welcome back to another watercolor with me video. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to paint a bunch of little winter paintings. So let's get started. Alright, so first I'm going to take all of my Winsor Newton watercolor paints and put them in one palette. I'll have all the colors linked in the description if you guys want to check those out. And then I just have all of my paintbrushes that I'm going to use. I just got this new precision brush, and I'm going to use that for the detail, and then I just have an extra palette in case I need it for blending. Alright, so I'm just going to be using my Strathmore watercolor paper, and I just drew this little window. One of my subscribers or followers, either on Instagram or YouTube, suggested to do this wintry window scene, so that's what I'm going to do. I thought it was a great idea. If you guys have any suggestions for future things that you guys want to see how I paint, definitely let me know, and I'll try to put it in my next videos. Alright, so I'm starting out with a blue, and I'm using some purples and grays, and this is going to be the sky of my little scene. And then at the bottom I just kind of blended it out, and this is going to be more of the snow part. So now I'm going to take a bluish green that I mixed together, and I'm going to paint some little trees in the background. I'm going in, and each tree that I do, I make sure to do it a slightly different color while also changing the opacity of each one. And this makes it look like each tree is a little different and it's not just a big blob of trees together. So sometimes I'll just add in a little blue to one tree or a little purple, and that's how I make them look different. And then at the bottom of the trees, I just blended it out with water so it kind of looks like a faded effect. Now I've mixed some blue, gray, and a little bit of brown together to do the frame of the window. And I'm just doing this in layers, so I start out with a even layer, and then I'm kind of trying to add some texture to make it look like wood. So I'm just putting that in and making it darker and darker as I go. Now I'm going to take my Dr. Paige Martin's Bleedproof white paint, and I'm going to add some snow into my little painting. So first I'm going to just do some little snowflakes in the sky, and then I'm going to go in with my tiny brush again and also add some snow into the trees. Now I'm going to go in with a larger brush and do more pronounced, larger snowflakes in the sky. And then I'm going to take some just water on a small brush, and I'm going to make some blending lines just to make it look more window-like. I realized that a lot of the darkness of my trees kind of went away with the snow that I put on them, so I'm going to add some more trees to the front of my painting. Now I'm just darkening up the frame and adding more texture to it. I'm just going in with a small precision brush, and I'm actually going to go in with this white paint as well to make it look more texturized. And now I'm just adding in some yellow to kind of make it look like the sun's behind the trees. And that's it for this little window painting. I'm just going to cut it out with my X-Acto knife, and this makes it easy to just be able to paste it into my journal and be able to scan it easier. And this is how my little window scene turned out. Alright, so now I'm going to make a little stocking. I'm mixing up some gray with a little bit of brown and a hint of red, and I'm just wanting to do a subtle kind of grayish red color for my stocking. I'm also going to make a smaller blue version of this as well, so I can have one little pink stocking and one blue stocking. So now I'm going in with some color to make little patterns. I wanted it to be kind of like a tribal-y / wintry pattern onto the stocking. And as you can see, it kind of got washed out the first time I went in because I didn't wait long enough for it to dry. So now I'm going over again once it was fully dry and it looks much better. So I just like to change up the patterns. You can do any patterns you want, but I like to do a lot of little lines, little zigzags, maybe some Christmas trees, some dots, and I'm just alternating the mediums that I'm using as I go. I'm going in with some watercolor and then I'm going over with a black G2 pen, and this just makes the patterns more pronounced. And then I'm going to outline the stocking and it's pretty much done. Now I'm just going to cut out my little stocking and then I'm going to start decorating my blue stocking. So for this one I want to make a similar pattern as the last one, but kind of change it up a little bit. Instead, this time I'm just using pen instead of watercolor. For this I'm going in with different sizes of my micron pens and also different sizes of my Faber-Castell pens. I'm going to have the red stocking as a freebie in my Etsy shop for the rest of December. So basically you'll get it free with any order. I'm going to make it into a cute little die cut. And then for the rest of the stickers that I do, like this blue stocking, the window, and all the rest that I do, I'm going to make it into a little wintry sticker set. So yeah, if you guys want to check that out after you watch this video, it'll be in my Etsy shop. I'll have a link in my description and at the end of this video. So I'm just finishing up cutting out my little stocking, and this is how they both turned out. For the next painting, I'm going to be doing a little mistletoe watercolor. So I'm mixing in some, just a bluish green color. So I think for the color I used some hooker's green and some indigo and turquoise. For this, I'm using a fairly small brush and I'm just making each leaf a little bit different in the opacity as the other ones. So I am just doing that, and then I'm going to go in with a kind of deeper but still bright red, and I'm going to do the little berries onto my mistletoe. I don't know what these are called. I think they're called berries, but I have no idea. Now I'm just adding a few more leaves to my mistletoe just to make it a little bit more full, and I'm going to go in with some more berries and then also darken up some of the leaves with a second layer of the blue-green paint. And this is how my little mistletoe painting came out. Alright, so for my next painting, I wanted to do a little foresty scene, so just a few different Christmas trees kind of put together. I wanted to make this a little bit more simple looking, but I wanted to try to incorporate different colors into each tree. So the first one I did some indigo and green together, and then my right tree I did more of a lilac color, and then this left one I added more of a grayish tan color. And I'm just darkening them up, and I think I'm going to add one more tree and this is going to be like a lighter wash of the left tree. I'm making sure to go in with some water on the bottom of each one, and I'm just blending those colors together to create a snow-like effect, since snow kind of reflects the colors of whatever is around it. Now I'm going to take my white paint again, and I'm going to go in and put some snow onto my trees. I'm going to cut it out really quick, and I'm actually not done with this painting. I'm going to add a little bit more in a second. I just want to add a little bit more of some white paint to bring out the snow onto the trees. And then I'm going to do some lettering at the bottom with my Tombow Fudanowski pen. I don't know. I've been trying to figure out the pronunciation of this for so long. I've looked it up on Google, and I get like 3 different answers, so I have no idea. Alright, so I'm done with my little painting, and this is how it turned out. I love how I added the snowy lettering to it. I think it turned out really good. So now I'm going to make a couple of little ferns. This one I added some green, blues, and lilac colors, and I'm trying to keep all of the paintings in this little set similar color schemes. Now I'm going to make a kind of circle watercolor painting, and I'm actually just going to use this as a background for a little drawing I'm going to do on top of it. But making these little circle watercolors is a great way to make a drawing stand out. So now I'm going to go in and make this little feather painting, and after I'm done with that, I'm going to cut all of these out and I'm going to touch them up. The fern one is done, and this is how it turned out. But for the rest of my little paintings, I'm going to add some more drawing to them. For this one, I'm going in with my Posca white paint pen, and I'm adding this little mistletoe drawing. I think adding a white painting on top of a darker watercolor makes the drawing really stand out, and I think it looks really beautiful a lot of the time. Alright, so now I'm going to cut out my little feather, and I'm going to add a couple more details to it. I'm just going to take another white pen, and I'm going to just make some ridges into my feathers. And this is how they turned out. So I did one more watercolor of a little circle, and I'm actually going to kind of do a similar thing, and I'm going to draw a snowflake on top of it with my Posca white paint pen again. I love drawing snowflakes because you can be super creative in how you kind of draw them out. I like to add a bunch of different patterns and different dots and diamonds around them, and I think it's so cool how many different ways you can create a little snowflake drawing. Now I'm going to do another kind of florally leafy drawing. I just painted some leaves, and I'm going in with this white paint pen to add some detail. And then I'm going to take a fine micron pen, and I'm going to go in and draw a little bow in and also add some detail into my floral painting. And this is the last little painting that I'm doing in this video. I hope you guys liked watching me paint all of these little wintry designs. I'm going to have all of them into a sticker set in my Etsy shop if you want to check that out. And be sure to tag me in any photos of you guys trying these little paintings out for yourself. I love to see how you guys paint them and your versions of the paintings that I do. Alright, I hope you guys liked this video, and I'll see you next time.